If only Chloe was willing to throw Frank under the bus to some extent. This all could have been cleared up so well so quickly. Now that's not to say that you can't possibly have other drug dealers move in and take over this territory, but this is Arcadia Bay, this is a relatively small town. I don't think things would happen right off the bat. I don't think things would...
Better head upstairs. I don't think Rachel really wants to be alone.
I think things would take a bit of time. And I think buying that bit of time would have helped matters so much. We're going upstairs. Let's hope she doesn't want to be alone right now. I don't presume she necessarily does. What is her room like exactly? Oh, look, stars. Do-si-do. Does! But I thought they were the spirit animal of Maxine. Interesting. Are they? I'm so confused right now because you have the raven, which is the loading symbol in this game, then you have the blue butterfly, and then you have the doe. And there are all these sorts of aspects to consider.
Rachel?
Episode 3, Hell is Empty. That's the epilogue episode, I guess, the bonus one, but I think it all comes crashing down right here.
I need some way to show Rachel that I'm here for her.
Yeah, I get it. Stop giving me the tutorial. Oh, look, a duffel bag.
We were so close to making our break last night. Now, I don't know.
Yeah, how about we don't run away? Oh, well, you know, the more I think about it, yeah, she's got something that has pinned her over here, doesn't she? Curiosity, she wants to figure out what this whole thing about Sarah is. If it wasn't for that, they would have possibly eloped. But they won't. So you hear in the original game that they had this plan. It didn't pan out.
The yin and badass yang of Rachel Amber.
Before all else beyond. Yes. It all adds up, it all makes perfect sense.
Rachel has so many inspirations, she can barely keep them all contained.
That's true. Okay, let's read the quotes, I guess. Let's think the unthinkable, let's do the undoable, let's prepare to grapple with the ineffable itself, and see if we may not F it after all. I would love to, but once again, is this a sign? Is it? Because I have mentioned this numerous times. That we are probably on a set course. There's probably nothing I can actually do. But what if there was? What if there is? Can I? Can I actually change things? Or can I not? Is it well that I should... Wait, what? Is it well that I should wish to leave this dreary world behind, seeking for your fellow utopia, which perchance I may not find? The beginning is always today, makes sense. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Quite motivational indeed. Don't tell me I'll have to memorize these things to later on parrot them back to her.
Rachel even knows how to make a dinky lamp look cool.
Yes, we have established quite firmly how cool she is.
May you always be safe. Sure. But from who?
The individualist.
Is there a section on how to walk fours through batshit crazy family drama? No?
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. I seem to recall this one. Bah. I mean, what? Well, okay, let me put it this way. I'm not unfamiliar with the Enneagram. I've seen this years ago. And I have a vague recollection of where I was on this thing. But it doesn't map onto any of the terms I see here. Which doesn't mean that it doesn't map onto anything that's here. I just don't know which it was. I do know that I mapped onto the rebel. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right, because I'm the rebel. It's Chloe Price over here. Hold on. I'm going to check this.
Yes, I bet you are, Past Weston, but in the interest of time, and since I know you'll fail, let me actually say what you wanted to say to begin with, as irrelevant and uninteresting as that may be. Long story short, I am not Type 4, the individualist. I am Type 5, which over here is named the investigator, but I know it as the observer, someone who largely watches life from the sidelines and contemplates. There's 5-wing 4 and 5-wing 6, the iconoclast and the problem solver, respectively. I'm the iconoclast.
Bah, can't find it. So it's either more recent or more ancient than the last thing well, never mind. Bah. It's probably a fall, right? Can't remember the damn way. I can't remember the details, and there's too much research I would have to do to be able to recall the exact details of this. Too much research, not more research than I am willing to do right here, right now, and interrupt the flow that I tend to interrupt all too much anyway. Type 4, the individualist. Type 4s can be the most creative of the types when they're able to reach their potential. At the best, Type 4s are inspired, proactive, sensitive, and independent. In a difficult environment, however, Type 4s can also fall into melancholy and self-indulgence. Falls craft their own identities by picking and choosing a select few of their emotions to rely on and all but blocking out the rest. Type 4s determine themselves by their differences from other people. While this can lead to incredible talent and creativity, it can also lead to an unhealthy obsession on the perceived deficiencies and flaws. The best thing for a fall is to learn how to let go of feelings from the past and focus on the potential that the future holds. You could hypothetically figure, yeah, that's about as insightful as astrology because anyone can relate to things on some level. And yet, of course, I look at this and figure, yep, yeah, that's me. What? I'm Rachel Amber? I'm certainly not Rachel Amber.
No, Weston, you're Max.
I mean, it just goes to show if that's Rachel Amber and that's me, well, that's quite a broad spectrum, isn't it? Let me use your computer.
I know something Miss Arcadia doesn't. Weird.
Dear Miss Arcadia, what's the real deal with that fire north of town? And when's it going to come down here and incinerate us all in its fiery hug of death? Asking for a friend. First, no! Didn't the fire start the day after Firewalk was here? This is a strange one, friends. ABFD sources say they've never seen anything like it. No idea where it came from, no idea why it's lasted this long. Total mystery. Time to put on your tinfoil hats and start speculating. There's a dragon with matches that's loose on the town. Prescott, like 50% serious. Lady F3 over here obviously immediately goes for the dragon. Figures, I bet the Prescotts did this. If anything bad happens, it's probably those damn Prescotts at it again. And it's not, but hey, who is going to argue against that, right? They all hate the Prescotts, so they're gonna figure, hey. Actually, why do I even bother? I can just read the replies that follow. Why only 50? Prescotts are shady as shit. You'd really put this past them? They probably had some incriminating evidence to burn. Or better yet, bodies. Not to mention the chemtrails they drop all over town, highly flammable. See, once again. But it's a nice mix, of course. It's a nice mix. Because you have these highly ideologically motivated people. They have found the hatred sink. They have found where they can pin everything on. Oh, it's those damn Prescotts. They are rich. They have done some things I don't like. Therefore, they must have done all the bad things out there. Convenient explanation. Because once again, if you have someone who's guilty of one thing, well, why not pile these things on? Maybe that person has done everything wrong, especially everything wrong with your life. Occam's razor, people. Just some kids getting high in the woods. It's for the weirdness. This town is weird. What else is new? And here's the pragmatist. Once again. Indeed, reality tends to be mundane. And the explanation over here is pretty mundane as well. Despite the supernatural elements. But why male models? Say what? We are built on an Indian burial ground, are we not? Ancient Indian burial ground! Oh, goodness! The gratification, the sense of gratification. I've been saying that since what? The first episode? Well, the first episode of the original game, almost certainly. Can't possibly tell which recording that would be, considering how many hours upon hours it took me to, well, record everything, considering how much I wanna commentate on everything. Ancient India burial ground. Native people's burial ground. And no, we're not. What do you mean, no? What do you mean, no? Burn, get it? First topic, legalize Oregon movement. How to get involved. Next topic, Blackwell tuition spike. It's coming. The not built... what? No? No ancient... How can you... No, well... I like that theory, though. I really like the ancient Indian burial ground theory. It's my personal favorite. It makes so much sense. There's so many things to interact with, too. There's so much stuff. Card.
Rachel's surrounded by so much love, yet she seems so... alone.
To our wonderful daughter, on the night of her first show, break a leg, we love you. Mom and Dad. Yeah... I mean, you honestly expect her to appreciate that?
Makes sense that Rachel needs 2 signs to contain her awesomeness. I shall call her Lion Crab from now on.
The cusp of... interesting.
Cool light.
Come on, that's a weird, I mean, I understand that the tone remains consistent, and that makes perfect sense. An inconsistent tone would be weird, but still.
Hard to believe the show was only a few hours ago. Seems like everything has changed since then.
Yeah. Save the flowers. Look at the books. What else should we read?
Even you, Willie, couldn't come up with the tragedy Rachel's going through.
Look at the globe.
Rachel's really into stars. I wonder if it's her way of feeling connected.
What, with the world?
I bet Rachel would rather be anywhere but here.
Do you seriously want to graffiti something in her room? Is that okay?
I've heard that Rachel and Nathan hang out sometimes, but it still seems hard to believe.
Should I take every single tag opportunity just because it's the Yeah, I guess we might as well tag it. Hold on. We'll interact with more things first. Anything in the drawer that's of note?
I could get grades like this. I just don't want to.
I'm honestly not sure if that is genuinely the case. Excellence personified, I'm finding yourself dedicated in the particular mind and spirit, absolute step people. The light of thine is brightly shown. Perfect attendance. I guess Chloe might have the potential, but I wish she realized that potential. I really do.
Rachel might not survive her family, but at least she'll survive the zombie apocalypse.
All right. All right, I have the option to take the flashlight. Why on earth would I do that? Doesn't sound like the worst of ideas, though. What, am I just supposed to snatch it? Come on, save the flowers. Oh, giving her a flower sounds like a good idea.
At least she'll have something from tonight. Hard to believe the show was only a few hours ago. Seems like everything has changed since then.
Anything else? I mean, I get it, we can take the flashlight. Why would we do that? Fine, graffiti this.
Maybe I can make the world a less scary place.
Something Rachel said.
On stage, I think Rachel said,
Yes. The corners of the world are mere prologue. Good.
Rachel was incredible as Prospera. I won't forget a second of it.
That is indeed inspiring. That's good stuff. Look at her.
I can't imagine what Rachel is thinking right now. I want her to tell me when she's ready.
Why would you take the flashlight? What? Chloe, I'm leaving the door unlocked in case you don't have your key. Please come home. Doesn't matter that it's after curfew. Mom, I can't right now. Please. I'm safe. You could just tell her where you are. Well, at the very least, she knows you're alive, so that's something.
This light needs more light. Wonder what I could find around here to brighten up that nightlight.
Yeah, wrong order of operations, but still, it makes perfect logical sense. She likes the stars. In quite a few ways. She's into astrology, possibly astronomy. The stars, the stars. Show her the stars. I haven't even tried talking to her.
All ready for Rachel's light show. Better get her attention first.
Try to talk to her.
Hey, Rachel. I'm glad you're here, Chloe. Of course.
Oh. Turn this off. And
Hey. Check it out.
It's beautiful.
I thought you might like it.
I've always loved stars.
Why?
Oh, yeah, I was
They remind us there's so much beauty out there, which we almost never see.
We see it in the darkest
Because
night.
we're blinded by what's in front of us.
Exactly. But then I learned the truth. The stars we're seeing
Have already been
have
dead.
already been dead for millions of years. They're all lies.
All we see is the past of it. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. Because yes, indeed. I mean, that's not necessarily true. But yes, they're very far away, and light doesn't travel instantly. So we get to see them eventually, but what we see is not what is happening there at this particular time. What we see is an image of the past. It's right in front of us, but completely out of date. These are not the sort of things that are happening right now. These are the sorts of things that have already played out in the past, that we have no way of affecting. All we can see is their outcome. Fitting, isn't it? That's what I'm dealing with here. That's what I'm dealing with here. A set image of the past. Something that has already happened from the perspective of the first game. That's just it. All we have here is the prequel. All we have here is this hopeless image of these two girls who I know are gonna die in different circumstances. No, if we're level-headed about this, if we were, for the briefest of moments, to try to be level-headed about all of this, instead of getting swept away in it, it really isn't that bad. It's mostly something I can say, knowing where all of this leads and what tragedies shall befall them further down the line. They have no perspective, and they have no right to have any perspective. But still, all in all, it's not that bad. Things as they are over here are perfectly manageable. And they could absolutely just go on with their lives. My goodness, if they just stuck it out, if they applied themselves, they could absolutely continue, go on and lead reasonably happy lives. I could say that stars suck, but that's not the brightest of ideas, is it? She loves stars. Even though, yeah, I know, she figured out, those are images from millions of years ago. So what? They're still beautiful, even though the past.
But that doesn't make them any less beautiful, right?
I don't know. If they're not even real, then what's the point?
Should there be a point? Does there have to be?
It's all lies. Everything. My entire life. My dad. My mom.
What about me? I'm here.
If I can even call her that anymore.
Rachel, what about
And
me?
that other woman. My real mom. She's the biggest lie of all. I can't trust any of them.
And why not?
I think you're the only one in the world I can trust.
I don't think I'm the only one. If you look at the situation, and I understand there's a decent bit of deception, but all things considered, wow, who are you to talk? You're all about deception. You lie habitually to get people to do what you want them to do. And now you're taken aback by the fact that you have been lied to? For your own benefit, mind you.
Oh. I bet there's like one other chick in Australia who's super trustworthy.
No chance. You're 1 in 100 infinities, Chloe Price.
Am I?
I wore this bracelet my entire life. I never even asked why. Never even thought about it. Somehow, I think I always knew. Even when I didn't know. That my real mother was gone.
Let's just wait here. Real. And in what sense is she a real mother exactly? I'm fully confident we can say that she has abdicated her duties very early on. So, I don't think it's much of a loss. Now I get it. There's some deception to all of it. And there is a discovery in the suddenness to the entire experience, but still, so what? It may invalidate certain preconceptions we might have had, but on the other hand, it doesn't invalidate what we see and what has transpired. It puts things in a different light, perhaps. But all of that still... all of that still remains, even if you choose to even if you reinterpret it. It still remains.
The fact that she's here right now, that she came here for me.
Yeah, right. 15 years after.
I think I need to see her. Is that wrong?
I have the options of no and I don't know. I would... You don't have the option of just saying yes outright. I don't... I'm mulling over what I'm about to say. I'm trying to figure whether what pops into my mind is actually what I can commit to. Because I think, especially since I have been burdened with this externally, my mission is to keep her safe. I would also like to keep Chloe safe. But I know I can't succeed on any of these fronts. I know I can't. Would it keep her safe to keep her away from Sarah? I don't know. For all we know, Sarah has had a magical vision that has brought her here, and all she wants to accomplish right now is to prevent the terrible events that will transpire and throw everything into disarray. I don't know. I don't know is an option.
Honestly, I have no idea what's right or wrong in this situation. I just know that whatever you decide, I'm in.
But what if we can't find her? It's not like I can ask my dad.
Oh no.
I have no idea where to start.
I do, with Frank. Oh, I've got an idea. Chloe, you're not giving me a choice. You're not giving me the choice. I can't choose what I would have possibly chosen. And had I not chosen it, you're not giving me an option to reject. Because yes, I know where we can start. I know someone who knows. And I'm not sure we should necessarily go down this path. But I think we will, whether I like it or not. I've got an idea, Frank.
I think I know what to do. I'll call Frank and get him to connect us to her.
You'd do that?
I'll give it a shot.
Of course, even if we know where she is, we need a way to get to her. I can't just ask my parents for a ride.
Well, Think I can handle that. Yeah, what about the car? What about the car? Can we actually get it running? Now, ordinarily, you'd look at a situation and figure, well, duh, we're just gonna do what one usually does in such situations and use public transport. I mean, what else? But no, apparently that's... I mean, this is America.
I think I might be able to fix up that truck in the junkyard.
Really?
I'll give it my best.
I know you will. But even if we find her, how will I talk to her? What do I say?
Well, that... I can't help you with that. This is where my part of this entire thing ends. I can't decide that for you, now can I?
After my dad died, I was worried I wouldn't know how to talk to him anymore. But somehow, when we speak, I always know what to say.
When you speak?
In my dreams, he's there. And it's so real. It's almost like it's another part of my life. It used to be the only part that mattered. I've never told anyone about that. Weird, huh? Rachel?
I was just thinking. Maybe I was wrong before. Who cares if the stars are dead?
Yes.
As long as we can still see them, that means they're real. To us. Right?
Right.
Because of Chloe's dead father, right? Because suddenly your monologue about stars really goes against something quite important to her, doesn't it? Suddenly it comes off as horribly insensitive. Hey, your father's dead! So, hey! None of this matters. Well, it matters to her a decent bit. Is it another dream sequence? I mean, yeah, presumably they fall asleep in each other's arms and this is going to be another one of... Yes, it's going to be another dream sequence. No! And she's in a costume. Oh. No, and the Raven is the principal Worms. Oh, great! The Ambers, Victoria
I think
Chase.
we're stuck.
What do you mean stuck?
Hey, maybe you should let me drive. You always do it wrong.
What?
That was one time. When are you going to let it go?
Never.
Remember when we used to work on cars together? Those are some of my favorite memories.
No, not. Oh, no. You know, with his walloping between himself and David, that's going to be one horrible experience. Your memories or my memories?
Don't you mean my memories? I don't think you remember after you're dead.
Touché.
Well,
All right, you win. Why don't you go take a look?
at what?
You sure?
I'll make believe. Does she also see what she wants to see? How do I see what I see? Under the hood? What?
What's wrong? Don't you see anything?
Damn it! I feel really uneasy about. Because look at the situation. Look at what's in front of us. And I have two options. It's heartbreaking. Yeah, I have two options. It's heartbreaking. Okay, let me not be snarky at myself for once. For once. People who experience trauma, from what I understand, can become somewhat disconnected, and it works in an intriguing way. I guess it also works. Not sure when it happens exactly, but there is an interesting phenomenon that what they think and what they do becomes disconnected. I guess, logically speaking, at the very least, two possibilities as far as that's concerned, aren't there? They may become disconnected in a way that what they do makes no sense. But if you ask them about things, they're going to perfectly rationalize everything. And then you'll just be left wondering, okay, if you know all of this, if you realize all of this, because you clearly do, what are you doing? Because what you're doing makes absolutely no sense, and you've just explained to me perfectly what the situation is like, and what to do about it, and everything associated with it. So why on earth is what you are doing completely out of whack with what you seem to perfectly understand? How is that possible? You know what to do, you know what's up. I figured I could help you figure it out, but you already have it figured out. So what can possibly be done, because I can't do it for you? Or it can be the other way around. The actions may make perfect sense, but the thoughts may be completely confused. Say, okay, everything you do makes perfect logical sense, but when I talk to you, suddenly you're completely delusional. You're submerged in dreamland, and your thoughts are completely out of whack with reality. Which begs the question, well, it doesn't beg the question, but it brings us to the question, how exactly are you therefore capable of operating? Because if you actually operated on the basis of what you believe, none of this would have worked. And you seem to be doing perfectly fine. Everything over here seems to make sense every single step of the way. But how can that be possible? That's as if you're operating on the basis of a perfectly logical understanding, set of ideas, etc., etc., etc. But that's not true. That's completely false, because what you've just told me makes completely no sense. How can that be? How does that relate to what we've just seen? Well, we have options. We have options. And once again, you have the level of what is there. You see the entire situation, and you see out there the audience watching all of this transpire, and you see that it's just make-believe that's happening on the stage, and I've taken one step in the direction of reality. It's like, your memories? No, those are my memories. You're dead. You have no additional memories. You can't recall things. All of this must be happening in my mind. It can't happen in yours. That's all I have. Memories and recollections of you. There's nothing else. Because she couldn't let go. She never did. So she has effectively trapped him as a sort of an after image inside her mind. In a scenario she plays over and over. And that's it. But it's all he can be at this particular stage. The light of dead stars, effectively. And what we are facing, ultimately, is a struggle between what we see and what we would like to be there. The reality as it is, and the reality as we would like it to be. She stepped out of the car. There is no car. There is no car. But then again, just like on the stage, we can embrace make-believe. We can pretend that something else is going on and everyone's watching. We can pretend, and they might even be willing to believe. But it's not really going on now, is it? It's not. It's not the truth. It's a complete fabrication. It's a falsehood. It's nonsense. So should we embrace the fiction, or should we just point out what's right in front of our eyes? Should we embrace reality instead? It may seem so plain and obvious. May it not? Yeah, so obvious. Arguably, who am I to talk? I've had trouble letting go myself. I have gazed into the light of dead stars, refusing to accept reality. Even as we speak, I refuse to accept reality, and I'm putting a different light entirely in front of my eyes, willfully immersing myself to believe that what is going on is what is actually not going on. But the right thing to do is to embrace reality, isn't it? But then again, I also get the feeling that by doing this, even though we're ultimately embracing reality the way it is, however it may be, I think what I am also doing, if I'm going down this route, is that I may be, for all I know, destroying the last bit of innocence there is in Chloe Price. That by making her let go, I am ultimately depriving her of the one thing that isn't necessarily keeping her grounded, so to speak, but rather the other way around. Keeping her tethered, not necessarily to objective reality, but something that keeps her mentally together. If I insist on dismantling that, I am going to dismantle her. But if I refuse to dismantle that, the only thing keeping her together is going to be an illusion, a bit of fiction. Is that okay? Is that something I'm supposed to do? I'm going to go with reality. And I'm going to say there's nothing here. There's nothing here. It's all make-believe.
Like what? There's nothing here.
Really? That's odd. Well, I know it's not the spark plug. I just got that replaced.
This is... What?
I said it's not the spark plug.
Dad, stop. None of this is real.
Thank you.
You're not real. Rachel's family isn't real. This whole thing, it's all just theater.
Yes.
Well, you know what William Shakespeare said.
No, what did he say? Oh, well, which quote do I pick? Sound and Fury, or that all amounts to nothing? Or the world's a stage? Well. Well. Two spins on the exact same thing, indeed, about the stage. Well, what am I supposed to say? That hey, ultimately, yeah, it is a stage. So what? We do have our roles to play. What are you gonna do, refuse to play it? Or we could figure, hey, ultimately all of this amounts to nothing. Well, that's also true. Those are two aspects of the exact same thing. I'd go with the world's a stage. I'd go with the positive outlook. Come on, Chloe.
Something about the whole world being a stage. So, might as well act the fuck out of it.
Nailed it.
But I don't want to be an actor. I just want to be myself.
And who is that exactly, Chloe?
Give me a break.
Well, maybe there's a reason we pretend. Maybe the lies we tell each other are less horrible than the truths we keep hidden.
Yes.
Wow. That's pretty dark, Dad.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Where do you think you get it from? There's my cue.
Oh, great. Can we...
Dad?
You can't prevent it in this fiction.
Relax, sweetie. It's all pretend, right?
You know this isn't actually happening. You know that...
Right.
Right.
Just a bit of stage magic. Floodlights, sound effects.
It's all just playing back in your
Chloe.
head.
Look at me. Look at me, sweetheart.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
You can't do anything about it. And you never will. You can't turn back time. There's nothing that can be done. Stop tormenting yourself with things you cannot change. What? Why? You could have gotten in. No, don't knock. Whatever. You could have gotten in through the front door. What are you doing?
Okay. I saw Sarah leaving Frank's RV. He might know how to find her. He might also be totally pissed about Damon's money. I've got to get this exactly right. I can do this.
I don't know. We could intimidate him. You know. Hey.
Oh, Frank. Eager much?
Where's the money?
Well, you can. Well, look. You need to answer my question first.
I have a question to ask you first. I mean, a favor.
You can't be fucking serious.
Oh, I can't
I
believe you.
need to find that woman from yesterday. Sarah. Frank,
What the hell for?
something important. Can you help?
I'm helping a friend. It would mean a lot to me. Also makes sense. But maybe he'll appreciate selflessness. Do you appreciate selflessness?
I'm trying to help a friend. It would mean a whole lot to her.
The girl with you at the mill?
Yeah.
Me in the junkyard in 2 hours.
Sweet. Thanks, man. You're a real... That went well, I guess. What am I getting myself into?
You've set up a meeting with a drug dealer and a girl you were specifically tasked to keep out of trouble. You moron.
Okay, I've got 2 hours to kill. A shower would be fucking amazing.
Next up, Max. Before you can see the light, you have to deal with the darkness. Yeah. Max, when you think about it, it's kind of amazing that anyone ever trusts anybody about anything. Take the stars, for example. We learn all these things about them in school. No one bothers to tell us the most important fact of all. Some of them are dead. I don't think it's just important. Yet somehow Rachel trusts me with the most important thing in her world, finding her real mom. She didn't ask me right away. At first, she didn't even want to talk. It was kind of like the junkyard a couple days ago, but this time I didn't freak out on her. I gave her space. I guess I could have just pestered her repeatedly by trying to talk to her instead of putting on the light show. But I didn't. Well, for once I don't regret that. Here's something you never learned, Max. When someone you care about is hurting, you do anything you can to be there for her. Even if that means making the stars shine in her bedroom. That's how I got Rachel to open up and ask me about finding her mom. I told her I think I can do it. If I can reach Frank and get the truck running, we have a chance. Chloe, Conjurer of Stars. Here are the messages. We've been through them. Thank you for being there for me last night. I'm feeling a lot better. Guess what? I'm a good kisser? Oh, okay, that. Also, we're meeting Frank at the junkyard in 2 hours. I think he can get us in touch with Sarah. Holy shit. Yep, I'm still at my house, just showering, then grabbing tools for the truck. So, meet at junkyard? I'll be there. You're amazing, Chloe Price. This is so utterly idiotic. I'm not exactly at a loss for words. because I do have plenty of words and I'm going to use plenty of words. However, it's not the best of ideas. She was supposed to, my goodness, she was indeed supposed to keep Rachel Amber safe. And yet she's putting her on quite a dangerous path. I know, life of adventure and all that, but give me a break. If she really insisted on that, maybe she could have... Okay, maybe she could have insisted, but maybe she could have tried to involve the Prices, in some capacity. Now, I get it. I ultimately get it. That the guy might have been thoroughly against it, but I still think it's significantly a better idea to try and convince him than it is to just do it in this idiotic way where things can go horribly awry very quickly. Especially with Frank, who may seem relatively nice, but also can be a great threat.
Huh? Mom usually does my laundry when she gets sick of me not doing my laundry. Maybe she believed me for once about never coming back home. If Rachel and I were still leaving today, there's literally nothing in there that's worth taking. Sorry, board. I've got a real ride to fix up now. Have I ever watered that?
Does watering it now make any sense? Any difference?
Better than nothing.
Will this have consequences?
You're welcome, plant.
Oh dear.
So much has changed. I wonder if you'd even recognize me now.
Oh.
I'm about to rack up a lot more absences. Inaccurate as of yesterday. Someone should update this photo.
Well, I guess you can.
What do I want the record to show? The sudden and mysterious absence of Chloe Price.
Torture schedule, greasy gunk. A mirror?
It's way too early to be up on a Sunday.
Dan Stanwyck here, bringing you up-to-the-minute coverage of stuff that's interesting on 87.9 The Seder. Please
Wonder what I can find out about Rachel's mom.
Arcadia Bay Police Department to the show. Sergeant Keller, drug use in Arcadia Bay is on the rise, is that right?
Fortunately, yes. There has recently been a spike in the use of heroin.
Heroin? You'd think a small town like Arcadia Bay would be safe from things like that.
Well, the problem is these drugs don't appeal to any exclusive demographic. All kinds of people get involved. Rich, poor, teens, adults, so it can spread to any community.
Does the ABPD have any leads on where the heroin's coming from?
I can't discuss any ongoing investigations, but we are working closely with the district attorney's office to get to the bottom of it.
Right on. Thanks for filling us in, Sergeant.
Thank you.
Dear oh dear.
Wonder what I can find out about Rachel's mom.
You know, we really could help if only we were willing to, rat out Frank and all that.
Figures.
Sarah Gerhardt, one result. Winchester High School gives Fisher Award to Sarah Gerhardt. That's about it. To a student who best what?
What?
To Chloe Price from whoever. Subject Victoria Chase commented on a photo you tagged in.
Nice to see my work is appreciated.
Just in case you needed more proof that Brack was better off without Chloe Price. So that's what goes. So that's what Ghost Take Forever doing in the bathroom. Bad respect. No one asked you, Trevor. But wow, Chloe, that was classy. I couldn't have stopped her. And Victoria has a good point.
Rachel really is good at everything she does.
Black Rose, the Tempest takes Shakespeare Storm. Last night the Tempest was reborn upon Blackwell Academy's outdoor stage. The Nuke and Ball direction of Travis Keaton gave the show an updated feel, typically absent from overdone classic works. Still in the lead role, the young Rachel Amber commanded the stage just as Prospera herself commands the unknown. Worthy of special mention was Nathan Prescott's Caliban, who carried himself with the mighty tension of a cold spring. Even from the back of the audience, Mr. Prescott's rage towards his enslaver was palpable. As an unusual and admirable feat for such a young actor.
Thou art an idiot.
Yet the real star tonight in the role of Ariel was newcomer Chloe Price, whose chemistry with Miss Amber's Prospera surpassed even that of Miranda and Ferdinand. As she explored Ariel's struggle between loyalty and liberty, Miss Price gave a truly genuine performance. Indeed, when Prospera refuses Ariel's freedom in an excellent revision of the original script, I have never seen a more believable portrayal of surprise than Miss Price's authentic astonishment. 5 stars.
Hang in there, Skip.
Don't quit your day job. An interview with Skip Matthews, Pisshead Frontbed. Okay, the Bay Online News. Following the sudden popularity of your song, Nothing Wrong, what's next for Pisshead? Skip Matthews. Well, for the moment, we're still taking things slowly. Maybe nice. So, we shouldn't hold our breath for a full Pisshead album on the horizon. One day. But for now, I'm still working my day job. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do in order to keep the dream alive, even if it seems like it's holding you back. Okay, well, that didn't help. Shower time. Well then. Is there anything else I can possibly do here, or do we just head out? What?
Dad's favorite jacket. Definitely taking that if Rachel and I ever leave.
Yeah, but ultimately you never will. At the very least, not in any sort of permanent way. You know, you could talk to people. Ugh. This is a mirror, but apparently you can't really interact with it. Whatever. Fine. Let's leave. It's not like I have any business here whatsoever.
Is Mom playing music?
It could be a dream. What is it? I'll have to scroll up a decent bit. Chloe Price, I heard some fucked up shit from Nathan about you. Who do you think you are? He doesn't need you, you dumb fuck up. We've been through this, I believe. Go back to your trailer. By the way, Rachel Amber obviously played you last night. I'll be lucky if she ever talks to you again. Oh shit. Why didn't I see that? I'm so hurt. It's just the beginning, bitch. We've been through that. So I was right all along. Rachel Amber is a fucking evil bitch. Well, Victoria, you're not exactly wrong. We might be personally inclined in all sorts of ways to deny that, but I'm fairly confident there's a good point to this. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, she totally is. She kinda is, though. She kinda is. You know, drugging someone just to get into that lead role, not necessarily the way to go as far as I'm concerned. Pretty unseemly. We've been over this. I guess you think you're her little sidekick now. Yep. You got every line of that play fucking perfect. How could that be? You've been planning this, haven't you? Oh no, you figured it out. This aggravates me more than you can imagine. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe you can imagine quite a bit. I've had it with this school. Nobody gave a shit about me last night. It was all Rachel, Rachel, Rachel. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Because now you're alone and regret being a bitch to me. That's not true. How dare you? I was trying to help. I was being nice and encouraging to her. I wanted her in that role. And, well, what happened, obviously. So aggravating. But hey, things can be outside of my control. Is this a dream?
Is
Probably
getting
not.
out of here still in my future? Or is this picture the closest I'll ever get? Either way, we're fixing that truck from the junkyard.
Stupid truck.
One day, I'll look at that and think, huh, my old home. And not, fuck this shithole forever.
Can I interact with window? No. Anything here? Can we? Yes, can we interact with the book?
I wonder who gave this to Mom.
Of course you do. What about that dealing with grief book?
So, if I put this photo out, Mom just hides it in a different drawer? What the hell?
Wait, no, we can put it back.
So, if I put this photo out, Mom just hides it in a different drawer? What the hell?
It's okay. It's okay.
Because nothing screams compensating for something like a bright yellow sports car.
I hate this idiotic line of thinking. You can justify basically anything with that.
Sports cars are really good for...
Give it flames.
flames. Lots of flames.
Yeah, does that remind you of anything, Chloe Price?
That's probably going to ruin the paint job.
Oh, look, a car on fire. So familiar, isn't it?
No way. Mom actually sold her ring? For $300.
Yeah, because they desperately need the money.
I remember this. Mom loved it. Wait. Is today Mother's Day? Shit.
No. Well, that unlocks a new dialogue option, I guess, when you go downstairs.
Can I just give that to Mom again for Mother's Day?
How about you give her daughter back, Chloe? How about you try that? Because if I know anything, that's probably what she actually wants. For you to, you know, actually be home and talk to her.
Shit.
How about that?
David really is moving in.
Well, we've been through basically everything over here. Guess the only options remaining are, you know, the shower, going downstairs, that's about it.
Is that David's towel? Where the hell is mine? Okay. My towel's probably in here somewhere. I should just calmly look for it.
Can you do anything calmly?
Gross.
Mainly grip pomade. Super grip hair styling pomade. Okay, so... I mean, she just hates basically everything that is associated with David. I get that, but that's hardly fair.
I truly hate seeing so much of David's shit around here.
Well...
I don't even know what's in there.
Well, let's search it.
Score. Can't believe Max and I were so into this shit when we were kids. Wait a minute. Captain Bluebeard's hair dye. Max was going to make me a pirate, but we never got around to it.
Blue? No, no, no! Bombshell Blue! Wash away. No! Chloe, no!
Ready for the best shower of my life. Hot water, don't let me down.
Yeah, we can't search any of the other places, which is unfortunate. I would have vaguely found out what was there, although quite possibly there was nothing there of interest anyway. Maybe it would have been a pointless waste of time. I guess she is going to dye her hair blue. It's not bad necessarily, it's just that we are on a collision course with reality and I don't like it. The reality the way it seemingly inevitably has to be. Yes, yes, and yet again I question, is there anything I can do to make things better? Anything I can do that will improve the situation the tiniest a bit? Maybe at best temporarily? I guess I can settle for that. It's happening, isn't it? Yeah. Well, at least a part of the hell for now. A bit, a smidgen. Fine.
I need new clothes.
Oh, fuck! This isn't a dress-up game! It doesn't... Oh no. No, I won't get a choice. I won't get a choice, will I? Not that I would want to. I'll just get Chloe. No, no, no. No. The transformation will be complete, won't it? That's it. That's it. We're getting the blue hair.
What do I feel like wearing on this crazy-ass day?
Oh no, it's the same old song. Classic Chloe. Thank you. I gotta love it. Every single time I pick the exact same outfit. Wonderful.
All right. One last thing. I need to get Dad's tools so I can fix that truck. Dad's toolbox should be in the garage downstairs.
Yeah, we'll go there, presumably bump into Mom, etc. But there's one last thing. I want to have a gander at everything that's here.
Dad's favorite jacket. Definitely taking that if Rachel and I ever leave.
Presumably there will be nothing here to see.
You're welcome, Plant.
There you have it. Every step is taking us closer towards an inevitable end. It is, however, much like the light of dead stars, deceptive, depicting the distant past, and yet still beautiful despite all that. For further tragedy, watch the next part of my Life is Strange Before the Storm playthrough. Thanks for watching so far, and you will see me elsewhere.